How are you guys doing? I hope everybody is doing well out there, wherever you guys are at. A lot of you guys know that I was gonna come on and do this video. Okay. Um, let's timestamp this. Tuesday, July 7th of 2026. Okay. Um, and it's 6:49 p.m. Eastern Time. So let's get an energy read of Nolan. Okay, Nolan Xavier Wells. I'm sorry, Nolan Xavier Wells. Okay. Um, just looking at the picture of Nolan, at first I was like, "Is this AI?" Okay, I'm gonna be honest and say, you guys, I thought at first this could be AI. Okay, and I send my condolences to his family. Um, I had a hat on. I'm gonna put the hat back on. My hair looks crazy. Okay. No, that even looks crazier. So I had a hat on. Okay. So Nolan. Now you guys knew I was gonna come and do this reading on Nolan. And I said, let me look into this more with Nolan. Okay. Because this is what I do. I'm like a psychic detective. Right? We get to the bottom of it. Right? And if you ever got a reading from me, you can comment below how accurate I was on the reading. I don't ask you nothing. Or, some of y'all give me your names, some of you guys don't, okay? I just read the energy surrounding it. So, Nolan. So, we know Nolan was on a boat, okay? The cards came out that he was on a boat, okay? I did pull like 4 cards. I must say this is for entertainment purposes, and I must send my good condolence to his family right now. So I'm going to ring the bell. Very strong. This boy was very strong mentally, physically, and spiritually. Nolan. Very strong, you guys. Ooh, very strong. Very, very strong. Very strong boy, you guys. Let me take this off, this earpiece. Can you guys send hearts up if you guys can hear me? This boy was very strong in spirit. Okay. Anchor. The bell has an anchor on it. He was on a boat. These cards came out flying out. Party and beach. Okay. So he was partying on the beach, but pay attention to this card. Okay, because somebody's walking away and there's a cloud. The cloud, when I see the cloud over their head, they're on the beach, they're walking away. I don't know if you guys heard about Nolan's story. I'll give you a little bit of backdrop about Nolan's story. And then the other card was the death card, okay? Body found to believe to be missing, Mississippi, 18-year-old boy, Nolan Xavier Wells. Nolan Wells vanished after going on a boat trip with friends on the 4th of July weekend. Okay? His body was found. Mississippi community is mourning his death of 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells, whose body was believed to be recovered after going missing over the weekend. Now, believe is not good for me. Either it's Nolan's body or it's not Nolan's body. Okay, we can't believe and hope. Okay. Um, and then behind it was the death card. Okay. So Nolan is no longer here. So whoever's writing whoever is writing Emily Sharper and Alex Perez, they wrote this on July 7th of 2026 at 4:01 p.m. I mean, and this is from ABC News, okay? Somebody says, your personal readings are amazing. I was shocked with what I found out and what I had already discerned. Oh, thank you. Hey, Chris. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Marie. Okay, so, um, Wells vanished after going on a boat trip with friends on July 4th. Officials said he was last seen on Horn Island, a burial island about 10 miles from the uh, Gulf Coast, officials said. The friends left Horn and went back without Nolan. Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter said, from what we understand, he chose to stay there. He chose to stay there. Now, why would he chose to stay there? Let's see if we get these 4 cards out again, okay? I don't believe he chose to stay there. I believe something happened, okay? I don't know much about this. So let's read some more. Wells' mother reported him missing and took to social media pleading for help. The sheriff department said it's launching a search on Horn Island. Officials from the Coast Guard, the Department of Marine Resources in Gulf Island National Seashore. A body was recovered Monday morning, according to the family. On Monday, Ledbetter, he is the sheriff in that county. Yeah, he's the sheriff. Told ABC News the coroner was still waiting on a DNA test, but said the body matches the description and is likely Wells. First of all, whoever wrote this, I don't know who's paying these reporters to write these bullshit. It's either his body or it's not his body. And obviously it is his body. Okay? So why would the sheriff even state they don't know if it's his body? Okay? So what was the condition of his body? Okay? So they left him on the little island. The sheriff said investigation does not suspect foul play. His body was found on Monday, which would have been July 6th, but he disappeared on the 4th. So 4, 5, 6. Hold on. So July 4th, he was out with his friends. So that was Saturday. He didn't come home. His mom reported him missing. So they didn't find his body until 2 days later. Hey, JR. And these are the cards. I mean, they came flying out, okay? So they're saying that he wanted to stay there. So the sheriff is saying, now the sheriff said this Monday, okay? And it takes some time for an autopsy to come back. When an autopsy comes back this fast saying there was no foul play, the sheriff said investigators do not suspect. So they're saying they don't suspect foul play, okay? He went out there with his friends. I seen the picture of his friends. I think it was him and 3 other guys. At first I was like, is this AI? Okay? Seriously. That's what I thought when I first was in the energy. I was like, is this AI? Okay? 6 years old. Okay. Wells' mother, Christina Wolseley, wrote on social media on Monday that she was absolutely devastated. My heart is broken for our sweet son, who always willing to cheer and uplift others, she said. Nolan was a special soul, and yes, he is a special soul. His soul, his spirit Very strong, you guys. Very caring, very compassionate. When I rang that bell, man, when I tell you he had a strong soul, strong spirit about him, he's the type of kid that he would walk in the room and not even intentionally get your attention. Okay, that's the type of kid he is. Okay, very loving, very caring. With that bell, um, the way the bell rang, the vibration of it, is showing me his soul, his spirit. Okay, very loving, very caring person. He would do anything for anybody, you guys. Now, on the bell, hold on, you guys. Every time I go on my live, I get distracted. My kids, my grown kids, okay? Um, this is so sad. My heart is broken for our sweet son who always willing to cheer up others. She said Nolan was a special soul. Wells' family is calling for a thorough and transparent investigation into how Nolan died, according to this statement from Crump's practice. So, is this Ben Crump? We will not rest until every fact about what happened to Nolan on Horn Island is brought into the light. We call on investigation to pursue this case with urgency and transparency this family deserves, Crump said in a statement. The Ocean Springs School District said in a statement that they are shocked and they are heartbroken. Nolan graduated last year from Ocean Spring High School, where he was a multiple sports athlete. He went on to play football at Southwest Mississippi Community College, the district said. We are devastated by Noel's passing, and he was a kind son, teammate, friend, student that every coach hopes to have in program. The high school football coach Jack Berlitz said in a statement, Nolan was so much more than an outstanding football player. He carried himself with humility, treated others with respect, worked hard, and led by example. His character spoke louder than his accomplishments. He was loved and deeply by his teammates and coach. Okay. The principal made a statement too. He will be remembered as a extremely kind and hardworking young man who left a lasting impression on his teachers, coach, teammates, and communities. Our thoughts are with the family and the many people he made lasting impact on. This came from ABC News. Okay. One thing about the news channels, they push out their agenda, what they're told to say. So with YouTubers and they have their own news channel, they have more free range. Okay. Um, so these cards flipped out. Okay. So we're gonna shuffle this deck again. His soul and spirit is very strong. Let's give him a moment of silence for this young boy Nolan. We're seeing a lot of this where a lot of these children, minority children, are being hung up to trees, lynching. Um, and a lot of these, it's kind of like, if you look at this, it's kind of pattern here. Okay. These boys are, like Carmelo, he was going to college. He was in a predominantly white area. And he felt like his life was being threatened. A lot of times, especially with boys, their masculinity comes into play. Jealousy comes into play. A lot of things come into play. And we're seeing this has always been going on, but the reason why it's being revealed to us more now is because of social media and because people are talking about it. Okay. They're bringing awareness to it. Okay. Because they know something's not right, okay? Now, just looking at the picture of Nolan, he seemed like he was happy that day. You know, he planned this out. They were like, hey, Nolan, you want to come with us? You know, and he was highly respected, okay? This also kind of reminds me of the case in Atlanta. So I don't know the condition of Nolan's body. I don't know. Okay. So let me shuffle this again. I'm calling on Nolan's ancestors, my ancestors. Put a circle around me. What's in the letters? What happened? Something with dating. Okay. He was dating somebody. Now you see those 3 cards that were out before. Beach was out. We had the beach card that was out. We had the death card that was out. And we had the death, the beach. Death, beach. Let me see. They'll come back out again. Okay. So dating. He was dating somebody, a Caucasian girl. I think I did see that. So dating. So this has something to do with the girl. Which that's what I was picking up. Let's see. What else do we need to see? What's surrounding this? Okay, so show me some more before I get into the girl's energy. Let's get right to it. Social media. Okay. Social media. Dating. Okay, so there's 2 stories going around about his phone. One of the stories that's going around about his phone that he didn't have his phone with him. Now, I got grown kids. They're not going nowhere without their phones, okay? So I believe he did have his phone with him, and I believe they brought the phone back to his parents, okay? So somebody had his phone, okay? We're going to see who had his phone. I don't believe he left his phone home, okay? I'm not believing that story. He had his phone with him. Somebody brought the phone. And hold on. Let me slow down here. So there's 2 stories going around that he left his phone at home, and then the other story is going around that somebody brought the phone back to the parents. Okay? Because the phone is evidence. Okay? I'll take these glasses off. Give me 3 more cards on this energy. So we got the beach card. We got the death card. Okay? Show me more on this energy. Debt wanted to come out. So there's debt here. But what debts? Okay. Did somebody feel like Nolan owed them a debt? And then we got lies surrounding this. So there's lies surrounding this. This is what the energy is showing. Energy don't lie. People lie, my friends. But we'll see what's crossing all these cards. So the phone is definitely evidence. And I would like to know who brought the phone back to the family. We're going to see what's crossing this social media. Also, there could have been something on social media prior to him going on this boat. So we had the boat, the death card, and the beach card, okay? That just flipped out when I just started flipping the... in water. Okay? So was he found in water or was he found by water? And there is lies surrounding his case, you guys. Nolan's ancestors, tell us the truth. Nothing but the truth. About Nolan's case, about what happened to Nolan that day on the boat. Now, they said there was a fight that was recorded. And definitely justice system. Okay, justice system's here. justice system is justice, balance for him, justice for him, but also justice is the police system. Okay. Um, and something to do with a girl he was dating at the time. And there's lies here. There's a body of water. So my question would be for the sheriff office, the detectives, was he found in water or was he found on that island? Okay. That would be my question. Um, because there's the water elements here. And then I heard something about, they said there was some white boy and they were like, oh, you don't know how to swim. Okay. So show me more on this energy. Yes, Storm. Okay, so he was alive at some point. Nolan was alive at some point. Okay, he was alive at some point. So how was he unalive? Let's ask that question. How was he unalive? So somebody felt like no one owed him a debt. I feel like it's a masculine. The debt card is like, oh, you owe me a favor, dude. But the dating, something with the girl. So if I was the investigators, I would question everybody that he was out on the boat with, even his girlfriend at the time. Because she's hiding something. You know what I find very interesting? These Caucasian kids, when shit goes down, they stick up for each other. Okay? Now, anybody's going to stick up for their children, but if your children committed a crime, they need to do the goddamn time. Okay? I don't care if they're white, black, Hispanic. I don't give a shit. But there's lies surrounding this case. Okay? And the dating is bringing me to his girlfriend at the time. The social media, and you see the social media, somebody's holding his phone. So he never left his phone at the house. I don't know who's telling this goddamn story. These kids are not going to leave their phone at home. I'm sorry. Okay? That shit don't even sound right. And then there was a debt. Somebody felt like he owed him a debt. Okay? Debt could be like, oh, I brought you on this boat, or I paid for this or that. I don't know. Okay? And then the lies is crossing the girl. And then we have the element of water. So was he found on water? Okay? And he was alive at some point. Okay? He was alive at some point. Okay? Show me more on this. Okay, there was drugs involved. So I pray that they took when those kids said that they didn't come back with Nolan, all those kids should have had a drug test done on them. Obviously they were drinking, and you know when people drink they start acting crazy. But what I'm getting from this energy just right now is over a girl. That's what I'm getting. And they were doing some kind of drugs. See, drugs stay in your system for a couple days. So if they want to move fast on this case, they need to subpoena all these children and drug test them. We know they were drinking alcohol, but they need to check for drugs because obviously they were on some drugs. Okay. Do I feel like Nolan was on some drugs? Let's go more into this. I need to see the energy surrounding Nolan and what happened. We know he was alive. Now we got affair. So the girl that Nolan was seeing was having an affair. This is the same thing with Carmelo Anthony. Same story, same scenario. So the girl he was dating was having an affair with another masculine, and it would be a Caucasian masculine she was having an affair with. I would like to know who handed, either she gave that phone to the parents, or that masculine that was having an affair with his girlfriend gave that phone to the parents. So it's either his girlfriend gave that phone, or the masculine that was his friend, okay, supposed to be friend, gave the phone to the parents. He did not leave his house without that phone. I'm not believing that. I'm sorry. Okay? That's not what it's showing me. Okay? Somebody had his phone. His phone could have had some damage to it, water damage, crack. Somebody probably tried to crack it. I don't know. Okay? Something had to do with water. So did they tell him, like, I mean, I can't imagine them saying, like, oh, you can't swim, we're going to leave you here. I don't know. Okay? And one thing about rich white kids, rich Caucasian kids, they don't give two fucks. Okay? They don't care. Okay? They don't care. They don't follow by the same rules, same laws, that these other children follow by. Now I heard one of the parents of the white kids is a judge, and I heard one of the parents of the white kids was an FBI agent. So they're going to protect their children, and I'm pretty sure, like July 4th or that Saturday, what was it, July? By that Sunday, they already were lawyered up. So if these kids have nothing to hide, why would they lawyer up so fast? So he could have been in the body of water, okay, when they found him. Let's see. But they're lying because he was alive at some point. And there's drugs involved in this. There's something hidden in this energy. And obviously they're going to do an autopsy on him. Nolan had a gift. So the girl he was dating was having an affair with one of his friends. And it's Nolan, and there's 3 boys in the picture. And I'm being drawn to the one with the longer hair. I'm being drawn to the one that's sitting. Okay, so something with the one that's sitting where Nolan has his arm around him. Something with his energies off. And the boy with the longer hair. There's 3 of them there. And the one with the hat, he seems like, I don't know their names, but he seems more like a follower. He's not a leader. Okay, he's a follower. Okay. I would look more into the boy with that Nolan had his arm around, and the boy with the longer hair. And the girlfriend was seeing somebody else. So is that why the fight? And he tried to run away. Nolan tried to run away. Who did Nolan try to run away from? Let's see. So he tried to run away. And he was alive at some point. So he did try to run away on what is it? Little Horn? What is it called? Horn Island or whatever. He tried to run. And he was an athlete, so he was pretty fast. But he tried to run. He definitely tried to run. Let's get more in this energy. So, to me, what this is looking like, this was over a girl. And they were drinking, they were partying. There was words exchange here. We got the courthouse here. So there is evidence. The courthouse 23. 23, message of concern. Where's my son? Okay. The 5th. The mom was like, where's my son at? He didn't come home. 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 5. So the 5th. So he was still alive on the 5th. I'm confused here. Hold on. So Sunday, 5, 3, 4, 5. So he went out on July 4th and the 5th. Did the mom make the report on the 4th that night? I believe it was nighttime she made that report. But something about the 5th. What's going on about the 5th? What's going on with the 5th here? The courthouse documentation. He was running for his life, you guys. It kind of reminds me of like a game, like a sports game here. And something with drugs. So there's some, and these are wealthy men, wealthy children here. And this is on the 4th. So this child comes from wealth. This child that knows about all these children know. And this is the 4, number 4 card. So this boy comes from wealth, but he's running. He was alive at some point, and then the water elements here, and he's like hauling ass. Yes, Storm. So the change happened very fast. Show me more about the change energy. He was running, you guys. He would be the child. He's 18. Tell me more about why was he running? Was he running from a male? Yep. He was running from a male. So he was running from a male. I don't know if they found him in water because water's here. Obviously, there's some kind of drugs. He was alive at some point. That's definitely for sure. And he started running. You know what I was getting when I first looked at this energy? I was getting like, there's a case here in Pennsylvania of a young boy. It hasn't been solved, but they did a game with him. They hunted him down. Like he was they hunt people. They hunt humans. Okay? It's like a sport. That's what I was getting from Nolan's energy. So he started running from a male. And the male boy is a wealthy boy. But things change very fast. These kids was on drugs. They were doing some kind of drugs. I don't know if they're smoking weed. I don't know. How they would find out would be the toxicology report. But he started running. So something made him run. What made him run? The girl. The privileged lady is the girl. So was there a fight over the girl? Because she's reminding me of a Southern belle. This girl has brown hair. His girlfriend has brown hair and brown eyes. She was privileged. Even the girl he was seeing at the time came from a privileged family. She's giving me Southern belle. This is kind of mirroring Carmelo Anthony's case. Seriously. So he was running from this boy because of this girl. So the argument was over a girl. The argument was over a girl. Yeah, in the whole community. People know. They know. So it was over a girl. It's crazy. You know, and something over water. Okay, so did they say, I heard one white boy, they were on the boat and they said to the white boy, oh, you can't swim. But the wealthy boy started chasing him. And the boy that started chasing him was having an affair with his girlfriend. And this is for entertainment purposes. You know, it's so interesting. They seen him in poverty. So they didn't see him. These wealthy children didn't see him the same. Nolan. They're showing up as rich, and his energy, they're showing me poverty, but he wasn't poor. So this was all over a girl. And he was alive at some point, and he started running. It's kind of like giving me like hunting. You know how you hunt somebody down? And somebody's like the ringleader. The one that's giving me the ringleader is the one that Nolan has his hands around. Yeah, over a girl. Thoughts? This is all over a girl. Brown hair and brown eyes. White Caucasian girl. She knows the truth, and so does the boys that was on the boat. Yeah. And to top it all off, they gotta get a search warrant for the phones, because as soon as they get a search warrant for the phone, there is communication between this boy and this girl. But if the white rich boy's parents work for the FBI, they're going to try to scrub the phone. So if Ben Crump is on this case, he needs to get the warrants ASAP. No, this is on Nolan Wells. He started running from the masculine. And he could have fell into the water. But he was alive at some point. And this happened fast. All this happened fast. I feel like there was a confrontation. It was over a girl. So if I was a lawyer in this case representing Nolan, I would have everybody subpoenaed, a warrant for that boat, a warrant for DNA, a lie detector test. I would also check their phones. Because this fight was over a girl. And this was a girl he was seeing. She's a Southern belle. Okay, brown hair, brown eyes. And the white boy, there's initials here, MW, okay, or CW, or CWM, or something like that, okay? And the boy was thinking about the girl, okay? This was over a girl. This was over a goddamn girl. And it happened so fast. So was he found in the body of water? That's my question. And he started running. You guys, he started running. And, okay, so he started running. Oh, from this boy that was aggressive. Okay, look. This is the main male. He's running from him. This will be Nolan. You see the dust. Also, you see him running. The affair, he was alive at some point, and the debt. So somebody felt like, okay, this is over a girl. I'm telling you. So they're all going to say that, how can you, they have to live with this. Imagine all your life, you know, this boy was, how was his life taken? Because I'm seeing the element of water here. Depression is here. It seems like he went from being happy to being sad. A private relationship. Maybe he found out that his girlfriend was dating another guy and there was an argument over. There is a private relationship. This girl was seeing some other boy. So this girl was seeing his friend and seeing Nolan. Now this could be the girl's energy. She's depressed and worried. And she should be. There you go, doing drugs. They were on drugs. Fake friends. They were not his friends. This is that girl's energy. The brown-headed, white Caucasian girl, her energy. They were fighting over his girlfriend. I'm telling you, she's depressed. And she was seeing two different, she was seeing, look at this. This looks like the boy, the one with the longer hair and the one with the shorter hair. He has the blue sunglasses on too. That's why I'm saying I'm drawn to the one with the blue sunglasses and the one with the longer hair. One of them have the blue sunglasses on, the one he has his arm around, and the other one with the brown hair and the black sunglasses. Look at this. You can't make this shit up. But what did they do for him to die? He's dead. He's no longer here. So these friends were not his friends. And this girl kept a promise to him, or look at this, keeping a promise. And a love story once upon a time. But she was playing the field. She was seeing Nolan and his friend. This shit is crazy. And this is on film. This stuff's on film. Envy. One of these boys was very envy of him. The girl was keeping a secret. She was sleeping with Nolan and his friend. That's the secret. Promiscuous, sleeping around, a temptress, free for all, steals your man. And now she's sad. But she got Nolan killed. Because yes, anger. The white boy was angry. Okay, I'm telling you. This was a fight over the girl. This is how it all started. Now, something with water here. He was betrayed. So, betrays, deceit, backstab, traitor. I don't want to make this long, you guys. Unworthy of trust. So, he was betrayed by his friends. They're not his friends. It said fake friends. Okay. All right, let's pull one more card and then I'm going to end this. So this was a fight over the girl. Show me the date Nolan was actually dead. And this is for entertainment purposes. I must say that. They keep showing me Saturday. So they were fighting over... Yeah, they were fighting over a girl. It's crazy. There could be a court date in August. Something happened around noontime. I'm looking at the dates. Something happened around noon. And I'm getting the 4th and I'm getting the 5th here. I'm getting 16, 17. Somebody could be 17. Nolan was 18. Another kid could have been 18. One of the kids could have been 19. One of the kids could have been 23. Somebody could have been 16. I don't know. So something about noon. So there is going to be something in court. Was it raining that day? Did it start raining? So something at noon. And he was supposed to proceed with caution. It's like the boys started chasing him. But how did he die? It's showing me water. Something at midnight. They could have been moving something at midnight. And they found Nolan's body on Monday. So he was already gone July 4th. I believe he was gone July 4th or July 5th. He was already gone. I believe he was already gone on the 4th. But somebody moved something at midnight. Okay, they could have moved his body. I don't know. And then he was found Monday, which makes sense. It says Monday he was found. I'm getting one masculine here. Let's see if well, actually I'm getting 3 masculines. I'm going to show you. The girl is depressed. She needs to come forward and tell the truth. So there's 3 males here. And if you look in the photo, the 2 males had the same glasses on. There's 3 males they're looking for. And he was on the boat with the 3 males. It's him, it's Nolan, and the 3 boys. So something was being done at nighttime. Yeah, I believe he passed on the 4th, you guys. Yeah, it's saying he passed on Saturday. Saturday was the 4th. That's when he passed. But we need to figure out how he passed. He started running. There are water elements here. Okay. So let's look into this more. And then we're going to get a description. Well, we already know the 3 males that he's with. Those are the 3 males. They need to test them for drugs. They need to make them take a lie detector test. Did the girl help? No, but they were fighting over the goddamn girl. That's how I believe the argument started. Started over that damn girl. Okay, so we're going to get one from this deck. Let's get one from this, and then I'll go to the other ones. I knew it was from that girl. So something happened around noontime, and something happened at midnight, at night, and it happened on Saturday. But he was alive at some point, and then at midnight. Because it's saying he was alive, but he was betrayed. So he started running. So I don't know if he ran into the water, because the water elements here, and then the death card came out. I'm going to shuffle that deck again. The death card came out. And the element of water. So one of these guys is a clout hungry, viral, or nothing lives for attention and makes shit up. So this one of these boys are making shit up. Okay. A drama starter. Okay, this is what they do. One of these boys start drama. clout hungry. He wants all the attention. Focus on him. But they went back to that. They went back there. A wolf in sheep clothing. A copycat steals your ideals, duplicates your style, and feeds off your creativity. There's something on their phone, screenshots, saving receipts, facts over feelings. So facts over feelings. The girl felt like she okay. They could have got an argument and he was like rejecting her. Okay, just saying. Rejecting her. Okay. Maybe she was acting weird and shit. And he's like, you ain't shit. You know, they could have been arguing. Fake smile. Saying hi but hating inside. Two-faced energy. Watch who you're smiling at. This is this girl's energy. This is him being like, you know, I'm walking away. I'm ignoring you. Okay. He was ignoring. And then some of their drama starters. They were trying to start. This is over a fight. But I need to know how he died. So let's go to how he died. So he started running from the males, 3 males, and the girl was there too. Because the reason why I say that is her energy showing up. She was there. She's depressed because she knows the truth. She needs to come forward. One of these boys have anger management issues. One of these boys, and something happened at noon. And this happened on Saturday, and something happened at night. So did they go back there and proceed with caution? So these people weren't his friends, you guys. I need to know how he died. How did he die? I'm not claiming that. It's saying bad karma, but I'm not claiming that. It's like I feel like they chased him. They chased him. I'm telling you, he was running. Oh shit. So somebody made a threat towards him. This is crazy. He was arguing with that girl that day, I'm trying to tell you. And the girl was seeing one of his friends. One of those guys in the picture. I'm being drawn to the one with the longer hair. I'm going to show you which one I'm being drawn to. So they actually threatened him. He started running. I don't know if they had a weapon on them or not. This one right here. This one. And this one. Does it say his name? This boy right here and this boy. They all know. Because you see in the fake friends, it has a boy with the... Look. The one with the blue glasses and the one with the brown glasses. So one of these boys was dating his girlfriend. Look at this. And there's 3 boys involved and a girl. So power plays controlling presence. He felt unsafe and he started running. He started running. Did he run into the water? There was a love triangle. I'm telling you. The girl was seeing him and one of his friends. Third party involved, torn between 2 lovers. The girl was torn between 2 lovers. I'm telling you. So he felt threatened and he started running. I need to know how he died. He felt threatened, you guys. He started running. Yeah, somebody was enforcer, pushy energy, cross boundaries, get what they want by any means. So there was a fight. Somebody says, Storm, behave. Somebody says, if I had $1 for every time I was called racist, I would have enough money for a black man to rob me. Um, this is not funny. Somebody's life is taken. He was traveling, okay, on the boat. And I asked, how did he die? Does anybody know, like, her ego getting in the way of relationship? Okay, the girl. All because of the girl. Happiness hater. This fight was over a girl. So now she's crying and she's depressed. It's crazy. I'm seeing him run. It's kind of like hunting. When you hunt somebody down, that's what I'm getting. I wonder if they held him in the water. Like, held his head in the water. That's, I'm seeing somebody's head being held in water. Yep, the female. This is all about the girl. So, is this a crime of passion or this is homicide? Did he know how to swim? Does anybody know? His soul is so, like, he's so kind. This is crazy. There was a cleanup and a cover-up. So the cleanup and cover-up happened at nighttime. And it happened around midnight at nighttime. But he started running. Did he run into the water? I'm just saying. Did he drown in the water? Because I'm seeing somebody push somebody's head into the water. I'm actually seeing it, you guys. So this is a cover-up. A cleanup. So there was a cleanup. There goes the beach. So he was walking away. He walked away at some point. And they could have came back. Because, I mean, where was everybody at? Was this pre-planned? I'm not getting pre-planned energy. I'm getting this, like, fast energy. Okay? I'm not getting pre-planned here. I'm not getting it. I get, like, drinking, drugging. Drugs came out twice. You know, you have a whole bunch of kids, and he felt trapped by this male. And who helped clean up this? Because these are children. Strangulation. But strangulation could mean, like, they don't want them talking about this. Man-made. They were partying. He was on the boat. And he died. There's money involved in this. I believe they went back. Abuse and neglect. Did they fight him and jump him? Yeah, I believe he was jumped. But who came back to... I believe that they put his body in the water. The reason why I say that is because... Where's the water card at? He was alive. And you're telling me all them people out there on July 4th, nobody's seen anything. That's bullshit. So, I need to see... So, there's money involved in this. He was seen in high honor. There was accomplice. Okay. These 3 boys and the female, there's secrets surrounding this. He felt threatened. He really felt threatened. And this was because of a girl. And they felt like it's on there's something on camera, you guys. So there's more video on camera. So this is what I got with his energy. They were secretly, he was missing. They were secretly envy of him because of this damn girl. I'm trying to tell you. And there's money involved in this. Let's see if and these boys can feel like this is an accident, but this is not an accident because he's not alive. He's gone. They took a life. Abuse and neglect. So the coroner, was there any physical bruises on his body? Yeah, they're rich kids. There's money involved in this. He died. There was a fight. They were partying, drinking, and drugging. Man-made. So his death was a cover-up. He wanted to... He walked away. He felt threatened. He felt threatened. This is a cover-up. And a cleanup. Somebody went back. I don't know where his body was found. I wouldn't be surprised if it was found in the goddamn water. And this is for entertainment purposes. I send my condolences to his family. He rejected. He ghosted, ignored, and erased. See, they brought the fight to him. He didn't want to fight. Yeah, these are rich kids. I heard that one of the parents is a judge and one is an FBI agent. You remember the boy in Georgia where they found him with no goddamn organs? And his family hasn't got justice, not even to this day. He was wrapped up in a mat and they found him with his organs removed. There's a case here in Pennsylvania where I believe the boy was hunted down and they murdered him. That case will be solved because I'm going to solve that case. It was all because of this promiscuous girl. I'm telling you, it was because of a girl fighting over a goddamn girl. And he was threatened. I don't know if there was a weapon involved, but I'm seeing like him held in the water. He tried to run. And he was an athlete. They lied. They lied to the police. Damn. This is crazy. And it's crazy, like, when you come from rich families, they cover up shit, you know? But I feel like there's going to be justice on this case. I do. And the sheriff in that county, they need to investigate him because for him to come out and say this was... So how did he die? He took his life and he wanted to stay on that. He wanted to stay... Well, he was walking away. If you see on that beach card, he's actually turning his back and walking away. He didn't want to fight. Okay? He didn't want to fight. These friends were not his friends. This was over a girl. Fake friends and a love story once upon a time. Keeping a promise. Do I feel like this is premeditated? No. I believe these kids were on drugs and they were drunk. The girl was having an affair, a private relationship, and the debt was, fight. Maybe you owe me one. I don't know. Okay, I'm just saying. But he started running at some point, and they went back. Guys, they went back. So let's see if an older man's energy comes out, because he was a gift to others and to his family. Something's hidden. So there's something that's hidden on there's something hidden and it will come out. And it's because they were on drugs, they were drinking, they were drunk, and there's something evidence on his phone as far as communication. And he did not leave his phone. I don't believe he left his phone. No. His girlfriend was having an affair. Somebody felt like he owed them one. And there's definitely drugs. Drugs came out twice, so they were on some drugs. When young kids are on drugs, and things go sideways here. So this is what I got. This is for entertainment purposes. Let me pull from my deck. I don't feel like the girlfriend. I feel like, these young girls. Whew. It's the same thing with Carmelo's case. The young girl in Carmelo's case was cheating on Carmelo. Yeah, these are rich kids. But this will go to court. And they need to have this outside of the county. They need to have it outside the county. Because it's a conflict of interest if the mom is a judge and one of the family members is an FBI agent. We're talking about Nolan. Nolan Wells. Some kind of debt. Somebody felt like Nolan owed them a debt. Man-made. This was not natural. They were jealous of Nolan. What else do I need to know? Storm. I knew this was over a girl. There you go. There she goes. Does anybody know his girlfriend's name? Jealous. This is over the girl. This is over the goddamn girl. And she was cheating on him. Was this a ritual sacrifice? I'm going to say that I believe there's some woods. Is there some woods on this island? I feel like they hunted him down. Like he was alive. Okay. They went back. Okay. Wooded area. And we got water element. So there's some kind of... there he goes. He was walking away. So... on that little island is a beach, and you see how he has his back turned? He was walking away. So the statement saying that he wanted to stay there, he could have because but he was being threatened and he was scared for his life. Yes, I believe they went back and let me see something. Let me look at the island. It says midnight. Horn Island. That's in Mississippi, right? This happened in Mississippi. I mean, is this a sacrifice? So Horn Island, it's in Jackson County. Um, let me use this and see, was he actually on the let me pull up Horn Island. This is Horn Island. It was over a female. He was walking away from the female too. So this was Horn Island. So it's surrounded by water, but there is trees and stuff there. Okay, I'm gonna ask him where was his body at. So we have Horn Island and Gulf Island Wilderness. There's wilderness there. That's why the trees came out. And this was a cleanup. So, and it was over a girl. An argument over a girl. And traveled. They traveled by boats. And somebody took his phone. This is crazy. There's evidence on his phone. And he died. It kind of gives me like a hunt. You know how you hunt somebody down? That's what it's giving me. So I'm going to use this. Yeah. They made an oath. He was trapped. He couldn't leave the island. He couldn't leave it. He was trapped. Give me another clarification card. He was trapped, you guys. He died. Yeah, water. And they lied. They lied. So let me use this, and I want him to show me exactly where his body was located. And I will screenshot this and put this on my community page. He was arguing with the girl, his girlfriend. You know, she could have been tipsy, acting crazy. You know, people are when they're drinking and drugging. They definitely was on some damn drugs. Show me where your body was at. Where was your body at? Okay, first, do I have a cat named Storm? If I do, go in circles. Make it go in circles. Yes. Do I have a cat named Atabe? No. Okay. They used the element of water. They could have drowned him. Now I need to know where your body was actually found on this island. Show me where your body was located on the island. It's pinging on Horn Island. but it's also going to the Gulf Island wilderness. So I'm going to stop it where it's pinging at. That's where his body was located. So I'm going to screenshot it and put it in my community. That's where his body was located. Okay? Thank you guys so much. But at some point, he was walking through that Gulf Island wilderness. It's like I'm being chased and I start running. Now, the one card had a weapon. So does somebody have a weapon? I'm just saying. And it was man-made. And they were jealous of him. There's something on his phone. He's walking into the wooded area. Okay, that would be the Gulf Island wilderness. And he's also walking along the beach. And that's where his body was found. They felt like he owed them a debt. These kids are sick. So let me do this again. And I'll screenshot where his body was actually found. Show me where your body was actually found by the police. He's showing me between Horn Island and the Gulf Island wilderness. It's still Horn Island. So his body was found right by the water. Now, was your body moved? If your body was moved, go in a circle. Yes, they moved his body. Did they go back? No, he was dead. He was dead on the 4th, you guys. He was dead. I'm going to screenshot where he showed me where his body was found. Now, I'm going to ask him, where did it happen? I'm on Horn Island. So okay, show me where the death happened. He's going closer towards the Gulf Island wilderness. Okay? So he was walking towards that direction. So that would be, the way I'm looking at it, okay, it's in front of me, right? It's called Horn Island, right? He was in Gulf Island wilderness. Okay? So it looks like a bunch of like trees and stuff. He was actually walking towards that direction. But his body, show me where your body was found. All right, I will screenshot where his body was actually found. Okay. Somebody says this was a ritual. Or a sacrifice. Yeah, rituals are happening all the time. And what the island's called Horn Island. So let's read about it. Horn Island is a long, thin burial island of the Gulf of Mexico, South Ocean Springs. It is one of the Mississippi, Alabama burial islands and part of the Gulf Islands of National Seashores. Horn Island is several miles long but less than a mile wide. And he died that day. It's off the Gulf of Mexico. Why am I seeing trees? Okay, let's look up the word horn. Horn means a hard, permanent outgrowth, often curved and pointed, found in a pair of heads of cattle, sheep, and goats. This family could be into occult shit. I don't know. Okay. The substance of which horns are composed of powder rhino horns. We know like the Baphomet has horns. The goats. Okay. A lot of wealthy families are into horns. Um, Meaning of horn: alert, buzzard, caution, cry, signal, warning, or whistle. Okay, let's look for horn in occult knowledge. It would be the Baphomet. So was he sacrificed? Yes, he was sacrificed. The Baphomet is the horns. Between the Horn Island, he was the sacrifice. And they do water rituals. So, is this a ritual? Yeah. Is somebody family into occult shit? I would say yes. It's the worship of Saturn, the hidden god between the law, money, and power. It's the Baphomet. So the horn god is a Wiccan god. It's occult knowledge. It's the Baphomet. This is the Baphomet. The horn god. And he was on Horn Island. Was it a full moon that night? Let's see. Which I knew it was a Baphomet. I knew it was that. Shit, he was sacrificed. God damn. And it's interesting because if you look at the symbol, when you look at like when you look at the Baphomet came from Celtic. Um, it's a Celtic practice. Um, Jen, how come the good people always die under these circumstances? Um, it because they're evil and vile. They think their money they can get away with it. Um, I pray he has his organs inside of him. Shit. And it's called Horn Island. They were jealous and he was a sacrifice. And if it happened at midnight. Was it a full moon that day? Because I think it was what's the moon at night. And it happened on Saturday. I got noon, something about noontime. Something at midnight. And proceed with caution. And I got on Mondays when they found his body. So was the sacrifice done exactly at midnight? I'm just saying. So the goat is about masculine energy, fertility, fire, summer, in which we got the fire element. It's called the Horn God, and they were on Horn Island. My God. Do I feel like this was premeditated? This is for entertainment purposes. Not getting premeditation here, but shit. I mean, they specifically picked Horn Island, which I find that kind of interesting. And something was done under at midnight. Yes, may his family find comfort. This is very sad. Let's get one more card. I need to pull from my deck. I mean, obviously, if there is disharmony, trigger, and a conflict, there was a conflict here. There's an argument. That's how he died. Somebody was pushy and informer. And this is giving me a sacrifice. The reason why I say is Horn is the Baphomet. It's the Baphomet, my friends. Horn Island. The horn is the Baphomet. It's a Celtic. You know, it's so funny. They talk so much shit about hoodoo, voodoo, and stuff like that. Horn of Powers. Did this boy think he was the damn Baphomet? I'm just saying. Can you ask about the sheriff? Yeah, let's ask about the sheriff. So there was triggers and conflicts. And you have a masculine, and they had to make a decision. There goes, it looks like the horns again. They had to make a decision. They could have been geared up too with this decision they had to make. I don't know. Maybe they could have been wearing something. I don't know. Masculinity. They went to isolate him. And he definitely was isolated. Let's ask about the sheriff. And then his ancestors were there. His ancestors. His guides were there. This is crazy. And his heart chakra. Mars high attraction. Okay. Give me one more card from this deck. And we'll ask about the sheriff. And then we'll end this. Did this girl set him up? I feel like it's the girl. This girl could have set him up. Well, we know the girl set his ass up. Yeah, justice and karma is coming out. There's going to be some karma in here. Justice and balance and karma. Trust divine timing. So let's wait this out because there's something going to come out about this. More information. But his spirit guides was there. Reflection, lost, and fragmented. Damn, I felt like he felt defeated, you guys. Look at this. Oh, shit. Hold on. He was rejected. He felt lost and fragmented. Because he thought these people were his friends. But divine timing is going to be for this. Yeah, water again. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Retreat or time out. Look, the girl. The girl. Look at the girl. He wanted to distance himself from the girl. The fight was over the girl. Water here is here again. Ace, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Water's about emotion too. See him? That's him and that's her. It says retreat or time out. He wanted to distance himself from this girl. Man, damn. This girl had vanity, pride, and too much ego. Apology and forgiveness. He wasn't trying to hear it. Maybe he found out this girl was cheating on him that day. It was the girl. It was the girl. Control tactics. Look at this. The girl. And then we got toxic bound and patterns. So there was patterns in the relationship. The relationship was very toxic. Now, I don't know if he was held down. I don't know. Okay, I'm just saying. But the water's here. I mean, obviously, they're going to do a report on his physical body. What are they saying? His death was detachment and cold. The boy that was involved with this was detached and very cold, my friends. And this girl was very controlling. I feel like this girl set all this in motion. Goddamn. It's the girl. And the boy was low key jealous. It's the girl. He's remembering and awakening. This is his energy. Remembering and awakening. He was very vulnerable, you guys. Guarded and vulnerable. He walked away. There's regret here. He thought these people were his friends. This is crazy. The debt. I don't know. This is where I'm confused. Was this premeditated? Okay, so I'm getting water element. I'm getting earth. I'm getting Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm getting Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio energy. The girl was in her ego and he has regret. But he transcended, you guys. It's the girl. And those boys. Okay, clarity. Okay, I don't know if these... I'm just saying somebody's practicing their part of Baphomet. The reason why, the all-seeing eye. Illuminati, clarity, okay, Baphomet, illusions, the girl. Who's the girl's family? Shit. The time that I see keeps changing. I know. I've been noticing that too. Truth and expression. He wants the truth to come out. This is giving me like hunting. You know how you get in an argument with somebody and you go hunt them down and take their life? Party, and if they were partying. And they need to speak the truth. Who's gonna come forward and speak the truth? I don't think none of them are. None of them. This is crazy. Yo, this is crazy. Air's about communication. So we got Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We got water element. Water is about emotion. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Earth is about the earth, okay? Because there was some trees around there. And we also got air element. Air is about communication. Also Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So right now there's a lot of communication, my friends. Okay. I don't believe nobody's going to come forward. Okay, if there's somebody that would come forward, which one would it be out of the three boys that will turn first? There's an energy of Baphomet here, like a sacrificial energy. They left from a private dock around Ocean Springs. All of the people that was at the lake and nobody going to talk. They're not going to talk. But we're going to see who would, if I was, let's see who comes forward. I'm looking at the picture of the three boys, right? Let me get the picture of the three boys. This is crazy. Very crazy. Very, very crazy. This is giving me ritualistic. Nolan. Okay, Nolan. He's saying he's taking a journey, you guys. Nolan's taking a journey. He's taking a journey. His spirit guides were there. Why isn't nobody talking? Let's pull that card and then let's pull one of the sheriff. They all got a message or a memo. Okay, not to talk. 7. Okay, 7. That girl. It's the girl. Who's this girl's family? Is her father in the FBI? This is for entertainment purposes, okay? So the 7th, let me see. Okay, the 7th house. I'm being drawn to the 7th house. So they got a memo not to speak. And the 7th house is about relationships. You know what I would do if I was a parent? I would let everybody see his body. The 7th house is about the seeker of spiritual knowledge and the truth. Bring strong intuition and psychic abilities. Okay. I said 7th house. The 7th house is about, let's see, the 7th house. I think that's about your love life. Yeah. Yeah, this girl was involved. This is because of the girl. She was seeing 2 different people. Yes, the marriage house. The 7th house is a marriage. Snitches get snitches. There was a message sent out to all of them. And this is official letter. It's sealed. That's why they're not talking. He's saying, Nolan's saying he's taking a journey. It's crazy. It's over the girl. I'm telling you, the girl. And those boys. Let's pull a card on the sheriff in that town. So we got the occupation. Okay, the sheriff's occupation. Something is highlighted in the sheriff's occupation. What is highlighted in the sheriff's occupation? That light is on. So the sheriff is the occupation. Okay, his occupation. And the child is Nolan. Nolan's 18. What's crossing the sheriff's energy? Because we know his occupation. He would be the officer. What's crossing Nolan's energy? The child. The court. This will go to court. This family, I don't believe, is going to let up on this. They're not. So they can say all they want that this boy, this was a natural cause. It wasn't. Somebody says, I think they did a lot to his body because they get DNA from his teeth. Shit. The sheriff is a Satanist. Our whole family gets justice. God damn. Yeah, the right here. Okay, what's crossing the sheriff in that county? So the sheriff is his occupation. He received money, unexpected income. So check his bank account. The sheriff. They gave him money. They gave him fucking money. They gave the sheriff money. Somebody's mother gave the sheriff money. Whose mother is this that gave the sheriff money? Look, the mature woman gave the sheriff money. Look, unexpected income. Tell me more about this mature lady. So there was money exchange. Check his... Oh, baby. The mother of the boy gave the sheriff money. Look at this shit. The boy's mother. Damn. This shit is crazy. The boy's mother. The boy. Mother gave the sheriff money. Filed the money. When was this transaction of the money? They're saying the 6th or 7th was the transaction of the money. If the sheriff has any transactions on the 6th or 7th, the 6th or the 7th, there was a money transaction. 7, 8, 9. So the 7th, there was a money transaction. So I'm getting on the 7th, the 6th, 7, 8, okay, 7, 8, 9. So there's going to be a big transaction. The sheriff was given something, and then there's going to be a bigger transaction on the 9th. Did the mom sacrifice her son? Goddamn. A mother and father gave the sheriff money. Cannot make this shit up. It's the boy's mother and father. Fuck. Okay, what does the boy's mother and father do for a living? Hold on, these cards are coming all in the reverse here. Okay, let's see what they do for a living. It's the boy. Shit, this is deep. Yeah, they're part of the order. But, so there's going to be money. Okay, so there was money exchange. The first currency, I believe, was probably exchanged on the 7th, 7th, 8th, 9th. And there will be another transaction on the 9th. Yeah, there's a money transaction on the 7th, and there will be one on the 9th. Telling you guys, this is not no little. This is a lot of money. A lot of money. Check the sheriff's in that county. Check his bank account, and look for a transaction on the 7th and the 9th. Follow the money, my friends. And this little boy's still thinking about the goddamn girl. I cannot make this shit up. Okay, this is what I got. It was over relationship. The girl was seeing Nolan and one of the boys. Promiscuous. Sleeping around, hoeing around, entertainment purposes, but the truth is the truth. And I don't see nobody coming forward. With the third eye, that's very interesting. That's clarity, right? With the horn, that's Baphomet. They want to detach themselves from this. This boy's detached, very cold. Yeah, this is over the damn girl. Telling you. There's some transactions in some people's accounts. Follow the money. But this will definitely go to court. Now, let me see. Was a family involved for entertainment purposes? Yes, disharmony triggers and conflicts. There was a conflict between him and the girl he was dating. Does anybody know her name? And it was a waning godless moon. God damn. Somebody sent me a picture of the girlfriend. I think I've seen her. She has brown hair and brown eyes, right? No, rich kids don't follow by the same rules, but there is going to be karma here. And it's going to be divine timing and trust the process. They keep saying karma, balance, and justice. Is Saturn the planet of, let me see. Saturn is Saturn? They paid the sheriff off. They all got a letter. Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot make this shit up. Mars is Saturn. Okay, am I right? Wait, is Mars Saturn? Saturn is the deadliest planet. It's pressure, most likely to extreme violated. Does anybody know? I think no, Saturn. So something with Mars high attraction, which we got fire. Mars is the planet of war. Shit. Okay. Let's pull one from my deck and then we'll end this. This was long and deep. This is not going to be out tomorrow. This is almost 2 hours, but I had to go in and see if this was a natural cause. Did he take his life? No, he did not, my friends. Okay. This is so sad. False female. The girlfriend. False male. God damn. This is crazy. Do I feel like this was like stage? Like, what I mean stage, like, was this a sacrifice? Like, we're gonna set Nolan up, we're gonna sacrifice him for entertainment purposes. Don't know. This is crazy because the reason why I say that, he's saying it's the truth. And he was trickster energy. Somebody tricked him. The female and the male tricked him. God damn. So they got, okay, let's ask if the family was involved. I gotta ask it. So we definitely know there's a lot of money involved in this, okay? Unexpected income. There's exchange of money here. Okay, give me a card on the parents' energy. One card on the parents' energy. This is for entertainment purposes. They want to go to court with this. Okay, they want to go to court with this. There's something, they want to go to court with this. One more card on the family's energy, the parents' energy. Okay, the more mature man here, the father of the boy, and the police. So they want to go after the families. Yeah. They want to go after the families, and they want to go after the sheriff. My God. What's the outcome of this? The parents weren't involved. I'm not getting that. Let me see if there's going to be any money exchange here. They have to bury their son. It. So the family wants to take this to court. The family wants to go after the boy's family and go after the police department, the sheriff department for the lies. There's something that is on the... You guys, why does the theft card keep coming out? Storm. Why does the theft card keep coming out? Wealth. So they might offer money to make this go away. Shit, I'm kind of scared to ask where the parents take the money. So they will, I feel like they will offer, let's see if we get any money cards. Will they offer money to the parents to make this go away? My desk. Storm just went flying off the desk. One more card. This is about Nolan. He's the child. I need to go to another deck. There goes the girl's energy. I don't know why I feel like they're going to offer money. I don't know why I'm getting that. Something about this community. They're concerned that the truth will come out, and it will come out. The boy and the girl is false. The mother's even helping this shit out. The mother and father. House, you guys. Oh, shit. Is my time going backwards? The lovers. This was all about relationship. Yeah, there goes the boy. The boy's parents. Right now, at the moment, I don't see nothing in the parents' energy. But I feel like there's a memo that everybody got. Like a message. Okay? Do I feel like the parents are involved in this? I'm not getting that. There goes the girl, the privileged girl. That southern girl. They're trying to they're going to be burying their son. Is his birthday like around the corner or something? When they bury him, will he be 19 years old? They will try to offer money. I told you. They're going to try to offer this family money. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to come back with part 2. They will try to offer this family money. Yes. They will. Somebody says, what? There was chameleon testing on that island during World War II. Shit. Yeah, they're going to try to offer the family money. They're going to try to settle this with money. They're going to try to settle this with money. Let's ask the question. Will the parents take the money? Let's just ask it. Because at this point, we're already there. We're already there. So they're going to offer the parents money. The family money. So what I feel like they're going to do, is Ben Crump is representing this case, right? I think it's Ben Crump. Is Ben Crump representing the family? Yep, money. You guys, they're going to offer money. The King of Pentacles. Wealth, leadership, abundance, prosperity, and generosity. They want to offer this family money. Will the family take the money? There's a king here, King of Pentacles. This will be the father's energy, not the child's energy. Okay, the father is showing up as a King of Pentacles. So that means he's very wealthy, business, leadership, security, discipline, and abundance. And we have a Knight of Pentacles. This will be the son's energy. You guys, what I'm getting from this right here, hard work. Yep, the Ten of Pentacles. So we went from the King of Pentacles to the Knight of Pentacles. So they're going to do negotiation with money. This is all yes cards. Air's about communication. They're going to offer this family money. And I asked if the family would take the money. And the Ten of Pentacles is about family. All these cards are saying yes. Celebration, friendship, community, happiness. Yes. This is crazy. Did his family have anything to do with this? No, this is for entertainment purposes, but there will be money offered here. With the Nine of Cups. Wish come true. Luxury and gratitude. This is all yes cards, my friends. How does Nolan feel about this? So they're gonna make the family an offer. They already made offers to the sheriff, police, whatever he is. Oh shit. Nolan is not happy, you guys. This came in the reverse. This is a Tower card, but it came in reverse. Let's get another clarification of the Tower card. Ooh. So this came in the reverse. I'm going to read it in the reverse. Yeah, it came in the reverse. This boy, Nolan, is not going to be happy. You guys, he's not going to be happy. Show me Nolan's energy. No, he's not going to be happy. Challenges, competition, protection, defense, maintaining control. You guys, he's not going to be happy. He was defending himself. He was in competition. There was a conflict. There was a disagreement. He felt defeated. Bullies, theft, and abuse. Okay, there's some kind of abuse going on. Like, he's laying down his sword and walking away. This guy has his sword up, ready to fight. You guys, he's not going to... It's saying he's not going to be happy. He's saying no, 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 no. No came out 3 times. I pray that the family won't take the money, but they will try to give the family money. Do I feel like the family had anything to do with this? No, I do not. Do I feel like they will offer the family money? Yes. The theft card is throwing me off because the debt card kept coming out. So somebody felt like, okay, he owes me a debt. But the theft is what's throwing me off. Okay. So let me pull one more for my theft. Did they do a full autopsy? I think the autopsy report came back. What was the autopsy? Does anybody know what the autopsy was? Does anybody know? I pray this family does not take this money. What's the theft card? Why do I keep seeing theft in his energy? Nolan's energy. Was something taken from him? Was something stolen from him? Taken from him? The theft is of his innocence. He's talking about his burial. He hears the communication. Yeah, the money card. He hears the communication. He's hearing everything they're saying. I will screenshot where he's saying his body was found. So air's about communication. So they will offer the family money here. So the family will be at the crossroads where they will have to make a decision to take the money or not take the money. Stormy, get down. I pray they don't take the money. Because no matter what, they have a case here. Abuse and neglect. Nolan was abused and neglected. Does he have any bruises on his body? Theft of what? Theft of what, Nolan? Why do you keep saying theft? Saying community. He's not gonna be happy. He keeps saying a female, which we know his girlfriend. He's calling her a devil. Oh God, he's calling her a damn devil. Oh shit. He's calling her a devil. Okay, I'm gonna say this. You remember I said that in the case in Georgia, does Nolan have his organs? Does anybody know that? If he has his organs, I'm just saying. This is a lot right here. I'm getting organ. So when they find his body, will he have, he's saying honest person, will he have all his organs? Betrayal. He was betrayed. Fuck. A high priestess in reverse. False high priestess. In the reverse. He was a star seed. I don't know. Does he have all his organs? I'm just saying. He has a lot of faith. You remember that case in Georgia where the boy was wrapped up in the mat? If I was his parents, make sure you check and make sure he got all his organs. I'm just saying. Because he's saying something about organs. It's not released. It's somebody says, is it bad? I don't think the autopsy's back yet. Yeah, I feel like he has bruises on his body, and he's saying something about theft. And he's saying organ. Organ came out. Let's see if organ comes out. Organ. Organs. Like your organs. So I'm like, what's the theft of? He's saying they tricked him. They tricked him. A false female and a false male tricked him. Let's see if the organs, like, you know, your organs. He's saying he was in danger. Oh, gosh. He's calling that girl a devil. False persons. So there's more than 3 people here. Jail. Shit, he wants them to go to jail. He's saying a black person. He's black. Somebody's daughter was involved. Is this because you were black? This is crazy. Keep saying betrayed. He was betrayed. You know, they should do, they're going to do, I don't know, when the autopsy comes back. I'm going to leave it here. This is what I'm getting. The family will be offered some kind of money. They want this to go away. I'm like, that for what? He's saying beach. He's saying legal proceedings. Saying he was a fool. Was he drugged or something? Because I'm confused here. I'll come back to this. The organ card came out, so I pray he has all his organs. You know, because that boy in Georgia, his organs was taken out. My God. Remember that case in Georgia? And my question is, who? Okay, let me ask if the news people are paid off, because they're already saying that. Well, we know the sheriff got paid off, so of course he's going to clear it, right? He's going to clear it. You know, this kind of mirrors the case in Georgia. He got played, he said. And he's saying he was on the boat. So there's definitely evidence on his boats. He's talking about AM, and he's also talking about, I told you the times he gave me. He keeps saying this is the truth. So he was around trickster energy, false male, false female. He was a fool. Legal proceedings, he was betrayed. He's a black person. Somebody's daughter is in the reverse. Okay. Anything else I need to know? False female. Told you, look to the false girl. Shit. There's evidence on that goddamn boat. Did they wash that boat? They probably washed that boat. False male, false female. Guys, this is crazy. I'm trying to see if that card will come out again. They're going to try to pay the family. I'm trying to tell y'all. He says psychic awareness. He got a sense of humor. This kid got a sense of humor. Okay, he really does. They're not going to give you no information because they're right now, this is what I feel like. I feel like they're going to say that he drowned or something. That's what I feel like they're going to say. I'm telling you. They're going to say he drowned. He did not goddamn drown. Okay, I'm telling you that. He did not drown. He walked away. Okay. They went after him. He started running. Okay. They need to do a full report. He was betrayed. He's talking about a black person, which he is black, I guess. Black and Asian. He's talking about the boat. So there's something on the boat. Some kind of evidence on the boat. Betrayed. He's saying he was the fool. Okay, he knows that. He's saying something about legal. He wants this to go to court. He's saying trickster. He wants the truth told. False male, false female. Somebody's daughter. Somebody's daughter, my friends. So this is what I got. This was over a girl. I pray to God that he got all his organs. I'm just saying. You know, I still remember the case I did with what's his name from Atlanta, I mean from Georgia, where they found the boy wrapped up in the mat. He never got justice. You guys, can you imagine your son being rolled up in a mat, no organs? What the mother should have did, if anybody's watching my channel, if this ever happens to your child, let the public see your child's physical body. Just like Emmett Till's mother did. Let them see your son's or daughter's physical body. Let the world televise the shit. Don't hide it. Televise it. Because that's the only way where people are going to be like, okay, it's right in front of the goddamn face. Okay? At first I was like, is this like AI? Like, is this some type AI shit? And why is all this keep happening? I mean, it's been happening for years where they were hanging people from trees and shit like that. And people are like, oh, well, this is not racist. Well, he was around a bunch of white people and he was the only black Asian boy. So, yeah, this is racist. Okay? And some people, you know, they may act like they're not racist and they're racist. Because you can say you're not a racist person because you hang with black people, you hang with Hispanic people, you hang with Asian people. But this is about money too. Okay, definitely about money. First and foremost, okay? Because if this was, think about it. If this was a white child, this happened to a white child, things would have been reversed, okay? They would already be bringing them to charging them for something, okay? Telling you guys. Somebody says apparently the family, yeah, Kendrick Johnson. Man, when I did Kendrick Johnson's case, you guys, till this day, that case right there, it will never leave me. And you know what's so crazy about Kendrick Johnson? What they did to Kendrick Johnson, okay? Not just take his organs, but what they did to him. I have a video I did of Kendrick Johnson. What they did to him. They violated him. Yeah, Kendrick Johnson. This happened in January 2013. 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson was found dead inside a gym, rolled up in a gym mat at Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia. Local and state officials ruled his death an accident, stating that he suffocated while reaching for his shoes. They could have demonstrated this in court. He didn't suffocate. How are you going to roll yourself up in the mat? It's impossible. Somebody put him inside that mat, and then his body parts wasn't inside his body. Somebody got some fucking balls. Kahunas. And then the two boys, the white boys, their dad was an FBI agent. And the family has not got justice. If I was Kendrick Johnson's mother, I would let the whole world see my son with his organs out, with not in his body. And you guys are saying this is not race related or money related. So if you're a rich person, you can get away with murder. I'm just saying. The rules don't apply to you because you have money and you're white. They said that, listen to what they said. They said that they ruled this a death an accident, stating he suffocated while reaching for his shoes. How was he rolled up in the gym mat? Somebody rolled his ass up in the goddamn gym mat. You can't suffocate by going reaching in your shoes. They could have displayed this. It's impossible. It is impossible. And then they said he suffocated while reaching for his shoes. However, Johnson's family suspected foul play and requested independent autopsy. The private autopsy concluded that Johnson died from blunt force trauma to the neck and the soft tissues. And they said his organs was fucking removed. And this boy never got justice. This is him. You know, I remember like my nanny, my nanny, you know, um, they're saying this was a cover up. Johnson's family filed for $100 million civil lawsuit. 38 individuals stating his death was a murder, and the respondents were participating in a conspiracy to cover up the homicide, which they claimed involved two sons of an FBI agent. The lawsuit was withdrawn. Georgia Judge Richard Porter ordered that Johnson and their attorney to pay them $292 in legal fees for defamation, accusing them of fabricating evidence. So this boy was murdered. His organs were taken, and they making his family pay for his death. There is no justice. This is not justice. And his dad was an FBI agent. There's no justice in this. So if I was the mother, I would let the world see my son's body. Remember how Emmett Till's mother let the whole world see his body? Let the world see his body. You know, I don't want to talk about hate, okay? But we need to be real, okay? And if you guys think like this boy actually, what they're saying, suffocated while he was getting his shoes, but he was wrapped up in the mats, I mean, you must be a goddamn fool. And this happened in Valdosta, Georgia. And they did a second autopsy. He had blunt force trauma to his body. So I would have had, okay, my son got blunt force trauma. Let the whole world see my son's body. And then let them make a decision for themselves. And I feel sorry for Kendrick Lamar Johnson's family. I did the reading. It was very dark. Very, very dark. And it's not a conspiracy. This is not a conspiracy. If they wouldn't have got the second autopsy, and the coroner, whoever the coroner that signed off on this autopsy should be charged. Because if you have two different autopsies saying two different things, then you have to get somebody else to come in that the family don't hire and that the Georgia don't hire to come in to do another autopsy, a third autopsy. Not from the state of Georgia, from another state. And see what their autopsy says. If the autopsy says the same thing, that there was blunt force trauma, that's telling you that the boy did not fall in a goddamn mat. And how is he going to roll himself up in a mat like that? You can't do it. It's impossible. And they could even have people show that it's impossible to do that. You guys, we're living in some crazy times. Okay, we're living in some crazy times. You know, this reminds me of when my nanny, my grandparents, like during the 60s, 50s, and 40s, that type of energy, and our government's not doing nothing about it. I mean, they got the freaking KKK on July 4th. walking in Washington, D.C., spreading hate. I mean, this is not America. I don't even know where the hell I'm at anymore. I mean, it's always been this way, but goddamn. Okay? It's sad. Okay? It's very sad. And you got to think about our children out here. Like, our children leave the house, you got to pray that they make it home. Like, you really have to pray they make it home. And people say, well, this ain't a race thing. Well, obviously, people are getting hung from goddamn trees, lynched from trees. And it's like, it's one case after another after another. It never stops. When does it stop? When does it end? And everybody's scared to fucking do something about it. Y'all scared to do something about it. No, fuck that shit. If I was the mother, I would let the whole world see my son bruises on his body. You need to do what Emmett Till's mother did. You know, they told Emmett Till's mother not to show his body, and they showed Emmett Till's body to the whole world. Why hide it? She said, no, don't hide it. Show what they did to my son. All he did was whistle at a white girl. And you know, those people never went to jail. They never did no time. They never, not even, I don't think none of them did no time. And the lady that he whistled at, she's the one that went back and said he was whistling at me. And then they came looking for him that night, knocked on his family's door. He was visiting, he was from Chicago, and he was visiting down south. Was that Mississippi he was visiting? Does anybody know? Y'all need to do the Emmett Till. Because if my son, it'll be Emmett Till. I'm showing everything. Everybody's going to see it. It's going to be on every news channel. And you know what's so crazy about these news channels? These news channels pick and choose what stories they want to talk about. They pick and choose what stories they want to talk about, okay? And it's all propaganda. It's, you know, they're giving the script, read the script. No, tell the truth. Tell the truth. We need to have some real conversations out here. I mean, you don't understand. People are scared when their children leave their home. They might not make it back home. Okay, I'm just saying. That's kind of scary. And those guys that were marching, that was very organized. Okay, that was so organized. Those guys was marching in D.C. Very organized. It was already pre-planned. They had it pre-planned, pre-organized. And they're just, it's like, hey, like, they're making it where people are, this administration has made it the worst. I've never seen any administration make it this bad. Yeah, I think it was Mississippi. I remember the time where I had a case. I got stories for y'all. I had a case in Narvon, Pennsylvania. Narvon, Narvon, Pennsylvania. I was doing agency at the time. And I have a lot of stories. I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot as a psychic. I have. And they sent me to a case, and when I pulled up in the driveway, there was a Klan's paper. It was white and black to join the KKK. And Narvon, Narvon, okay? There's more Confederate flags in the North than there is in the goddamn South. I've lived in the South, Florida. There's more Confederate flags here than there is in the South, okay? The Confederate flag, if you really look at the Confederate flag, it wasn't for hate or none of that. It was actually, the signs and everything was the indigenous people, you know? But they turn it around and make it for hate. And now, you know, I'm scared for my children. I don't know if they're going to make it home. I haven't even read on that girl that was hung from the tree yet. In Florida. She was hung from a damn tree. How the hell? And those trees in Florida are big trees. Those the trees with the Spanish moss. How the hell is she going to go up there and hang herself from a goddamn tree? You guys, all I'm saying is we need to have some real conversations, okay? And people are so fucking scared Fuck being scared. Fuck being scared. And don't burn nothing down. What's burning down going to do? It's not going to solve nothing. We need to march. We need to say enough's enough. These are our children. This could have been your child. Okay? You have to pray for your children every day because you don't know if they're going to be the next one hung from a goddamn tree or set up. You don't know. Like, it's scary. It is very scary. And people are scared because what are you scared of? What are you scared of? We're all going to die. We're all going to die. We're all going to meet the Maker. All of us. Every last one of us. What are you scared of? Everybody's talking, but nobody's doing nothing. Nothing. They're not doing nothing. If you have a Caucasian boy walking around with a registered gun or a knife or whatever, they look at that shit as it's normal. But if they see a black male walking around, they feel intimidated. You know what? I really started to believe that the police departments are even scared because right now, and this is what I believe they want erased. I believe this is what the government wants. I truly believe this is what they want. And this is for entertainment purposes because before I even got this reading, I was like, is this real or is this AI? I mean, what do they want? Who took what picture? Oh, can I ask who took the picture? Yes, let's ask who took the picture. Okay, on the boat. Let's ask who took the picture on the boat. Here's the boat. Who took the picture on the boat, Nolan? I believe there could have been more than one female on that boat. The reason why I say because there's the female energy showing up in the privileged girl. Now, is the privileged girl the same female? It could be. Could there have been more females on that boat? Yes. But everybody's acting like, you know, it's so funny. I notice when this shit goes down like this, everybody acts like they don't know shit. Okay? And they're luring up very fast. So what do they have to hide? That he didn't die. Like, they're saying he died. Okay? I'm telling you, they're going to say he drowned. I'm telling you, they're going to say it was accidentally and the boy drowned for entertainment purposes. This is what I'm seeing with my own eyes. And they're going to offer the family money. Is your son worth money? No. My son's not. You can't pay me enough money in the world. And I'm sorry that I'm a different kind of psychic, you guys. I'm a different goddamn psychic. Yes, Storm. Every day my child walks out my house, I have to pray that my children make it home to their home safe. I really have to pray. Because you guys see my son, he looks like a black male. He's all black. He said, I'm not black, I'm carbon and I'm copper. But the first thing they're going to see is his color. And people, you know, it is crazy because you can't explain this to people if they don't know what racism is. I'm mixed. If you have a mixed child out here, your child will go through some kind of racism in their life. They won't be too white, or they won't be too black. They won't be too Spanish. They will go through some shit. Okay? A lot of mixed children have identity crisis because they're not either too black enough, or they're not too Spanish enough, or they're not too white enough. It's just the way it is. Because people are judging the people because of the color of their skin. It don't matter what the color of the skin is who you are as a person. And I feel like this administration is teaching people hate. Like, it's okay just to hate. They're like lighting the goddamn fire. Okay, so we got false person, The girl took the photo. The girl. The girl took the photo. The girl was on the boat. It was the girl. And the crazy thing is, that girl was messing with one of the boys. On the that he was sitting there beside. That's crazy. The girl took the photo. And they were on drugs. So they need to get a warrant fast. Because I don't know how many days weed stays in your system, or I don't know what kind of goddamn drugs they were doing. They were doing some kind of drugs. I don't know how many days it stays in your system. I don't know. I'm not a drug addict, so I wouldn't know. Okay, I'm going to leave it here, you guys. This is for entertainment purposes, but I am so sick of this. It seemed like, and just think if there wasn't no social media, right? You wouldn't even know about this shit. This shit been going on forever. This shit been going on forever. And you don't even know if your child's going to make it home that day. And I think about Emmett Till. If Emmett Till, I think he was visiting his cousins or his cousins or something, and they let him come in there and take Emmett Till out of the bed. If you guys don't know about Emmett Till, read about what happened to Emmett Till. He wasn't just beat. He wasn't just beat. Yes, Storm. I'm almost done. You guys, we need to stop looking at race, okay? Now, does this have to do with race? I mean, I don't know how many black kids were out there that day. But this had to do because of a girl. Okay, a girl was sleeping with one of those boys in the picture. Okay, she knows what boy she was sleeping with. I don't know what boy. I wasn't in the bedroom while she was sleeping with the boy. Okay. Somebody says, I've never seen this kind of news in my country. Yes, a lot of people are leaving America because they're tired of this. They're tired of the hate. They're tired of the racism. They're just tired of it. They're fucking sick and tired of this shit. And they're fucking fed up. They're like, they want to leave in fucking America. Black people are leaving in droves. And the crazy thing about it, the majority of people in the future are not going to be white. They're going to be Hispanic and black. Mostly Hispanic. That's why they're trying to get rid of all the Hispanic. But it's crazy, you guys. We got to pray for it. Yes, sabotage. Look at this. Oh, God. There's guilt and a shame with this boy. Sabotage. I didn't know what I was getting. All I know is I kept seeing a girl. The same energy I seen in Carmelo Anthony's case with the girl. Austin and Carmelo was messing with the same girl. The same shit, man. And you know when you're young and you know, but Nolan walked away. Nolan was walking away. He was like, he wanted to walk away. Somebody says, I think this is why white supremacy is rising in EU. Is that the UK or Europe? Yeah, the white supremacists are rising. I remember this happened years ago. I actually did a video. I started crying on the goddamn side of the road. And I remember when I was in school, Chad Stoddard, one of my best friends called me a nigger. First time in my life I was ever called a nigger. And nigger don't mean black, okay? But I'll never forget that, okay? And he was my best friend. And he probably heard his parents say the word nigger, because how's he gonna know the word nigger? Okay. And he was one of my best friends, but I never forgot that day. But when I went to Nirvana, PA, I had a case. You guys, I was trying to look up the picture of the registered sex offender. I think he's dead. Um, I don't think he's that old man that lived across the street from me. I don't think he's alive. I think he passed away because I was looking at the address and it looks like somebody cleaned up the yard. I have the pictures of his yard. It looks cleaned up. So I don't know if somebody bought his house, if he passed away. I don't know. I haven't been in that part of the city yet because I wanted to show you a picture of him. But yeah, I remember I was going to a case in Nirvana, Narvon, Pennsylvania, and I pulled up, and it was for an older woman, and her son was living with her at the time. And when I pulled up, I looked on the ground. I was so goddamn stupid because I kept going. I just went to the door. As soon as should have seen the KKK thing, I should have got back in my car and left. Okay, I was younger then, and it was a flyer to join the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. Um, and it was laying there in the driveway when I got out the car. So I knock on the door, my dumbass, right? And he said, "I told you I don't want no more you niggers out here." So the agency already knew he didn't want nobody of color out there. So why would you send my ass out there? So I called him and said, "Why would you send me out here?" And they said they don't want nobody. He called me a nigger, okay? Like, why would you send us out there? He wants a white Caucasian girl, send him a white Caucasian girl. And if you don't have one, then you need to drop the motherfucking case. I could have been in danger. I could have walked up on his door and he could have just shot my ass, okay? Just saying. And this is in Nirvana, Pennsylvania. See, people could have hatred for people, and I'm like, why does people hate people because of the color of skin? Hate is taught. A child's not going to know the difference from hating or loving somebody. They're not going to know that. I taught my kids to love everybody. I don't care what color you are. Don't judge nobody. Love everybody. That's what I taught my kids. And I also taught my kids to be careful out here. I definitely taught them that. And the reason why I told them that is because look what's going on right now. This has been going on. So this whole thing was over a girl. And the girl took the picture. Okay. This is the same thing with Carmelo. When I did Carmelo's, I think the first reading on Carmelo, it was over a girl. Over a girl. And these girls, you know, they're young, they're sleeping around, having sex and stuff like that. Not thinking about these boys, you know, their feelings, their masculinity. You know, they want to prove themselves to these girls. And look what's happening. They're winding up in jail or dead. Crazy. Somebody says there's racism going on in the UK. It's going on everywhere. It don't matter where you go. People are going to see your color of your skin. And it's so sad. Because hate is taught. Your kids don't grow up and just start hating. They don't grow up to hate. I never taught my kids to hate. I wasn't raised like that. Like, my family is mixed with everything. I even got white people in my family. I got European people in my family. From Sweden. My aunt's from Sweden. She married my uncle. Nicest lady. I got cousins that are half white and half black. But I never had hate for nobody. And I wasn't taught hate. I was never taught to hate somebody because of the color of their skin. So this is a reading I got on him. I've been on here, oh my God, 3 hours. Thank you guys so much. This was on Nolan Wells. This is so sad. Check the money. File the money. They're going to make an offer to the parents. I wouldn't take the offer. There's not enough money in the world. Some of the parents are taking the money because they're not going to get no justice. So they feel like, okay, if I'm not going to get justice, you know, I'm going to take the money. That's how some of the parents are. And it's sad to be in a situation like this. Okay, I'm not gonna get justice for my son, so shit, I might as well get the fucking money. Okay, I'm just saying, if I was in that predicament, I'm going after everybody. Okay, especially when it comes to mine. Okay, I'm coming. Okay, until I take my last breath. Okay, but the problem is hate is a learned behavior. You teach your children to hate. Okay, it's taught in the home. So if they're hearing the parents saying, "Oh, this nigger, this spick, this raccoon, monkeys," like they say, we come from monkeys. We don't come from no fucking monkeys. Okay, that's a lie. Okay, and then you have one race feeling like they're superior of another race. It's just fucking crazy. Okay, it's crazy. It really is crazy. And the children are hearing this hate being taught in their home, and then they're going out there and they're thinking they can just get away with anything and talk to people any kind of way, and they're taught this from their parents. And people that have money think they can get away with crimes, and we've been seeing this over and over. People with money been paying people off so they can walk free from a crime that they have committed. It don't matter if you're rich or poor. If you do the crime, you do the motherfucking time. If you do the crime, you do the time. Now, with Carmelo's thing, do I believe Carmelo should do some time? Yes. But do I believe Carmelo was defending himself? Yes. There's a difference. Did I feel like he intentionally say, "Oh, I'm going to go take this boy's life"? No. It wasn't premeditated. There's people out here that got less crime than Carmelo got, and they're registered sex offenders. They're out here trafficking children, molesting children, and some of them don't get no time at all. But you want to make an example out of one black child in an all white community, and give him more time than the registered sex offenders, and the judge is resigning or stepping down. How convenient is that? And these are judges. Like, the justice system doesn't stand for justice. There's no justice in the justice system. If people don't believe in the justice system, what else can we believe in? There's no justice. And then everybody's talking, but nobody's doing shit about it. You know, and the family is going to go through different stages. Okay, death, you will go through different stages of death. I have went through different stages with my dad. I was angry, I wanted revenge, all kinds of fucking stages. Okay, so they're going to go through different stages. And when it's all said and done, the cameras are off for them, and it's on the next person that's either hung from a tree or fucking murdered, on to the next case. And then we got people that have channels where they can bring awareness to the cases, and they choose not to. When I leave this plane of existence, I have to answer to somebody, and I have to transcend in a sense. And everything that you have done, you will feel it. To others, you will feel that same pain. And you will have to answer for what you have done to these people. Somebody once said to me, I never forget, I can't remember who said this to me. Somebody says, "Is black people cursed?" I'm for real. Somebody said this to me, and I said, "No, it's not that they're cursed. It's not that they're cursed. Okay, what it is the hate for them is so real." And some people fear what they don't know. So if you grow up in an all-white community, you never run around black children, Hispanic children, you know, you might be like, "Oh, I heard, black people rob and kill and steal, and they're in gangs and shit." Not all black children are in gangs, kill, steal, kill, rob. Not all. You got white kids out here, rob, steal, kill. You got Hispanic kids out here, rob, steal, kill. Okay? Not every child is the same. And you can't say because they're black they do this, or they're Hispanic they do this, or they're white they do this. No, it's depending on the child. And this kid, Nolan, his spirit is a good spirit. Okay, this is sad. Very sad. I thought this was AI at first. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, is this AI? Are they playing games on us here? I'm gonna send my condolence for his family. Because at the end of the day, the family has to deal with this. Nobody else. I'm just reading the energy. Energy don't lie. People lie. Okay. And it seems like if you have money out here, you can get away. You get away with crimes. So if you have money, you can get away with crimes out here. Basically, this is what they're saying. The justice system is saying that you can do a crime out here. You can be from a rich family and you can get away with the crime. But if you're from a poor family, you're going to do the time. That's not the justice. That's not law. That's not liberty and justice for all. It's liberty and justice for the rich people. And if you ain't rich, you're fucked. Okay, I'm just saying. This is crazy. But this is what I got, you guys. And this is for entertainment purposes. And I will continue to pray for this family. I feel like we will get more information. I feel like they're gonna say this was accidental. They're gonna say like he drowned. They're gonna say some shit like that. I bet you any kind of money. Somebody says I found out about. I don't know who that person is. Y'all need to stop teaching your children to hate. For real. Because what happens is when you teach your children to hate, it goes generation to generation. And crazy shit starts to happen. Okay? Nolan didn't come from a family that taught hate. Okay? He did not come from a family that taught hate. So I'm going to leave it here. This is very sad. So we're going to get more information. Do I feel like any of these people are going to talk? No. Damn. Mango. I see who you're talking about, Mango. Damn. Now, cannibalism is real. Okay. I think is in Nevada, and there's a place in the Middle East. In some cultures, they do cannibalism. Yes. Okay. So, for entertainment purposes, I want to do a reading too, you guys. I need to take a break and eat. I haven't ate. But there's something that's been bothering me about the Summer Moon Wells case. The dad said, so this is on Nolan. Nolan Wells, rest his soul, rest your spirit, Nolan. Don Wells says something, and I'm telling you, I'm going to do a short reading tonight on it. Because that has always bothered me about that case, Summer Moon Utah Wells case. He says something, and it always bothered me, and it always stuck with me as a psychic. Okay? And I want to see what he was. I'm going to dig deep in what he was really referring to, and where was this place that he witnessed children being sold. Okay, so I want to dig into that. Okay, I feel like it's Mexico. Okay, but I'm not sure if it's Texas or Mexico. So we're gonna look into it, see if Mexico comes out. Okay. So this was on Nolan Wells. I don't believe nobody's going to talk. I'm sorry, you guys. Because they're scared that they might be charged, okay? And they should be charged because they took a life, okay? Even if it was intentional, they still took a life, okay? And it's sad because nobody's going to believe in the justice system anymore. They're going to think it's a goddamn joke out here, which is, if you think about it, it is a joke, okay? Because people are out here committing crimes and getting away with it. It's just sad. So I'm gonna leave it here, you guys. This is my reading that I got on him. Thank you guys so much. This is Jennifer Felix, and rest in peace, Nolan Wells, 18-year-old boy from Mississippi. He had his whole life ahead of him, you guys. He could have had his family. He had dreams. He had aspirations, and they were taken from him because the kids were drinking and drugging, and the girl and his fake friends. They weren't his friends. How many cases do you guys see that this is like a repeated pattern here? Okay. There's going to be another case coming out in the next 2 weeks with the same thing. And I said, is this AI? Is this purposely being done? I'm like, because it seems like you start one case as a psychic, you read into the energy, and then all of a sudden there's another case that comes along, mirroring the same thing. Okay, it's mirroring. Okay. Thank you guys so much. This is Jennifer Felix. Do not teach people hate, you guys. No matter how much money you have, everybody's life is worth something. Okay, it's not worth money. It's worth them living and having a life. Okay, so don't teach your kids hate. Okay, teach them to love. Okay, but you got to pray for your children when they leave the house. You really do. And I'm going to leave it there. This is Jennifer Phillips Readings, and this was on Nolan Wells. Thank you guys so much. Bye.